Attention Gen X, if you're in your 40s or 50s and you're starting to wonder if retirement is actually going to work out, I want you to hear this. The problem is not that you haven't worked hard enough. The problem is the math has changed. For years, we were told to work hard, stay loyal, save what we could, and someday everything would work out. But look around. Groceries are higher, gas is higher, bills are higher, medical costs are higher, and for a lot of people, the paycheck is not stretching the way it used to. And that's where it starts to hit you. You know, you're not 25 anymore. You're not thinking, I got all the time in the world. Now you're thinking, how many good working years do I actually have left? And that is a different kind of pressure. Because deep down, you know you don't want to spend the next 10, 15, or 20 years just hoping things get better. You don't want to keep waking up, rushing out the door, trading your time for a paycheck, and still wondering if you're going to have enough. And let's be honest, nobody wants to work their whole life just to be stressed in retirement. That's not freedom. Okay? That's not a peace of mind. That's not the life that most of us thought we were building. And I want to say this because I understand it. You know, I spent years working long hours. I missed time with my family. I kept telling myself I would figure it out later. But later has a way of turning into years. And nothing changes until we decide something has to change. Now, for me, the shift was realizing I didn't need to work more hours. I needed a better system. I needed something that was not tied to me being on all the time. You know, something that could work in the background, something that could fit around my life instead of taking over my life. Now, that's what led me to an automated online business. And before you think that sounds complicated, let me make this very clear. You don't need to be a tech expert. You don't need to have a big following. You don't need to chase friends and family. You don't need to spend all day online. Okay, the system is already built. You follow the steps, you learn how to attract the right people instead of chasing everyone. And you can work it in and around your life in 2 focused hours a day. Now, I'm not saying this is going to replace your income, overnight. What I'm saying is this gives you a way to start building options. And right now, that's what a whole lot of Gen Xers are missing. Options. Because there's a big difference between having options and just having obligations. You know, most people are stuck in the same routine because they feel like they have no choice. Same job, same bills, same stress, same hope that one day things will finally ease up. But hope is not a retirement plan, and working harder is not always the answer. You know, sometimes the answer is learning a new way to build income that fits the world we live in right now. Now, before I go any further, let me say this. If what I'm saying is hitting home, don't just listen to this and keep scrolling, okay? Click the link in my bio, watch the free video. Not because you have to do anything today, but because you owe it to yourself to at least see what's possible. Now, if you've been wondering how people are building online income without cold messaging, without chasing friends and family, and without spending all day on the computer, that video will show you the next step. Just click the link in my bio, watch the free video, and see if it makes sense for your life. That's why I talk about this business so much, because it gives regular people a chance to start building something online without having to figure everything out from scratch. Look, you get the training, you get the system, you get the automation, you get the community, and you get a step-by-step path to follow. But here's the part nobody can do for you. You still have to make the decision to look at it, because 5 years from now, time will have passed either way. The question is, are you going to be in the same place having the same worries? Or are you going to be able to say, I'm glad I finally started building something for myself? So here's what I want you to do. Click the link in my bio, Watch the free video, take a look at how this automated system works, and see if it makes sense for your life. No pressure, no hype, just information. And if this message hits home, make sure to follow me because I'm going to keep showing you how Gen X can start thinking differently about income, time, and retirement. Because if you're tired of always being on, it's time to build something that works when you don't.